Hello guys, today we're gonna take a quick look on how I'm doing in the second round of Dark Dimension 7, which characters I recommend or not. Very quick side note, Daken was nice here in Global. Already have a video discussing that. They did a great attack with the Cabal, and here I brought Vahl instead of a Cosmic Ghost Rider who was in the first run. I highly recommend Vahl until at least we get the Night Stalkers on Mystic raids and we have the full team free to play. So I would bring Vahl even now. I regretted bringing Cosmic Ghost Rider. Okay, I'm getting some value out of him. I will probably get. I don't regret like bringing him to Gear 390. He's a nice character for Mystic, and I will get my value out of him. I regretted not bringing Vol first. Was difficult the first run. The second run, 2 one-shots. The Vol works amazing with endgame Thanos. They have their passives synergize a lot with each other. So Vol here gains an ability energy when the enemy with exposed attack steals 5% health, clears 1 negative effects from herself, feels speed bar by 10%, and generates 1 ability energy for herself. And she's putting exposed out in Dark Dimension also with her basic. And then you have endgame Thanos, who once per turn, when an enemy with exposed attack generate 1 ability energy for 2 random allies or self that were not at full energy on start of the current turn. So with Thanos the problem is, okay, this is kind of a short cooldown, but many times you would kill the character that you wanted to control with this. So you wouldn't take like crazy advantage of the expose that he puts out for every third turn. Vol puts exposed all the time. If you have a striker, she can even put exposed in with her ultimate and then striker attack. Many times you will kill the opponent or he will be very close to dying, so it doesn't necessarily need to be a striker. I think I had her in my attacks here to almost kill them too quickly. Wouldn't mind having her either. And you had a... Did I have him as a raider? The Thanos, yes. And I actually like him as a raider as with Arena. He's probably will keep him as a raider everywhere. But so you had a lot of energy flowing around with the expose mechanic with both characters, which allowed Vol to ult quickly. Everybody usually had some abilities up. So this was amazing, and this allowed Annihilators to really get going. Plus you have some other stuff that Vol does. Even like with controlling, with putting ability blocks, and two adjacent also in Dark Dimension. Then she's putting a flipping positive effects here. Here she puts a deflect. No, she doesn't do there. It's for heroes. But she revives and the allies if they die, like annihilators. So this worked very well because you had annihilators using their abilities most of the time. You had Vol killing people before they can kill your team. You had Kang, even though he died, his abilities were impactful, and even when he died, Vol was reviving him. So it was a little bit tricky to finish the first node, by having him revive and Vol's ultimate ready, but it wasn't really difficult. Like maybe you have to reset a couple of times and then you one-shot the nodes. It's the best team that I highly recommend, both for the users inside of Dark Dimension and outside. I get the argument kinda that Volley will be getting replaced, but no. She was so amazing, it was so fun playing with this. If you don't, until you have Night Stalkers, you need to have her big to do something in Mystic Grades. I'm even struggling with her and the baby Mephisto. I don't know if Big Mephisto will solve things. So definitely super recommend Vol. Like Vol, I regretted not being her first run. I love that I brought her in the second run, and you had two characters putting out many exposed and energy flowing around and a lot of control and stuff. Gore passive propping because people were dying, and gladiator healing because he had a little bit more abilities ready. Then I brought here Red Hulk instead of uh, Archangel, and here I had one attack because I revived the uh, rogue in between. I decided to use Archangel in the second attack here. Well, the first. The first note, there's a very weird stuff happening with an opponent, Omega Red, that he keeps targeting Allman Logan, and if you put a Goblin, he might target Goblin. I don't know if he's programmed to go after controllers, maybe with his special ability block. It was very annoying. Like you could do like 10 times in a row, go in with without Green Goblin Classic. He would always target Allman Logan and kill him before taking a turn. So you have to reset it if you a lot of times. Even if you bring Green Goblin Classic, I think he might go for either of the two. But because I thought yes, three horseman synergy would work somehow. Archangel giving energy, but you kinda need to have him. And the good thing with the Green Goblin is he cannot get ability block if he has stars. So it was kinda wasted the attack of Omega Red. Green Goblin survived, and then Allman Logan goes to down. I really liked Red Hulk here, which I also regretted not bringing him in the first run. That's the reason I don't like Vahl. You can do Red Hulk because yes, he wasn't trash as much as I expected. Archangel, he's doing some Terminator Rewind, but you have a Red Hulk healing per turn. You get, I think, more value outside of Dark Dimension. Turn heals 20% max health. With charge, he gets faster, and then he will heal all the time. And once he gets to use his ultimate, let's have Drain because no, he doesn't have Drain. Once he does his ultimate, he will do even more damage afterwards. Per turn, the opponents will apply bleach to themselves, and once he has his charges, he counterattacks all the time. He works very well as a striker actually, by flipping opposing effects. And he goes faster, he gains speed by charge, and then Allman Logan will assist more. So it's very nice to have a faster character here, so Allman Logan goes even faster because by every assist he gains 20% speed bar. And yeah, like Allman Logan was amazing, but I really liked Red Hulk, and it allowed me to do from like 3 or 4 attacks, if I remember correctly, to 1 with this was okay, 2 attacks, but it worked great, so highly recommend. I don't know if it's because he was at 2 diamonds and the Archangel is at 5 reds. I like Rogue. She tanks. She does do control, and attack number 2 here didn't go bad without her, and or attack number 1 here with Archangel. Uh, yeah, highly recommend like Red Hulk in if you have him, especially at high stars, high reds. At 2 diamonds, he was great for me. It allowed me to go from like 3-4 attacks to 1 or 2. Uh, and here Mephisto changes this. Also, he's a very nice character. Will probably take me like 1 or 2 attacks more to get the big Mephisto. And he's definitely noticeable here because he doesn't do like amazing in raids. If you don't pair him with the great characters, he's kinda not as impactful as other people were when they were released. So I get why they buffed him. But here he shines. Like if you put him with Apocalypse and Super Scroll and stuff, you see that he actually does damage. He actually is tanky. Yeah, he makes it better. It's you can actually absorb like the opponent's Apocalypse empowered punch with your Apocalypse, and then have the power punch later to use if you want to do this in attack number 1. Ultimus is nice with his basic, he puts out defense down, this works with Kestrel, but okay, he kinda was the weakest link, he and Kessel wasn't doing the same stuff. Also, one very nice thing to do with Super Scroll is to put like exposed to an opponent either Apocalypse, so here in the attack 1 you don't even need to absorb the attack. The opponent Apocalypse will do his ultimate and then doesn't get any speed bar, no powered punch, and you can kill him in between. Or in opponent Super Scroll, they don't will stop gaining speed bar because of Mephisto passive. Where's Mephisto? So I really like the synergy from Mephisto and Super Scroll. So here you have enemies with exposed cannot feel speed bar for themselves or allies. That's very nice. And also Mephisto here, if opponent Vahl tries to revive people, use her ultimate, she doesn't work. Mephisto stops revives. So definitely very noticeable, and his passive is amazing that you can control Super Scrolls and Apocalypses that they don't get speed bar. If you gain kills with Ultimus, he gives speed bar to your team, which is kinda nice. He can get through some pretending tones to some degree. But I'm waiting here for him to counter Mephisto, because the first time he was amazing, and I would still go with his team. Like I think it's the best option, and for value afterwards, it's greatly the best option.